What's up guys, welcome back to the V-EB02 channel, and today I bring to you my personalized Granblue Deck Recipe. So yes, I'm sorry for being so late on the Granblue Deck profile. I know I've done DP, which is Dimension Police, and I've done Aqua Force, but yeah, I didn't have time to do Granblue because I was still in the middle of my exams and tests, but now they're all done and over with, so let's just get right into the deck. So first of all, you get your mandatory starter. You can't really change the starter to anything else unless you want to run a trigger as a starter, probably. So yeah, his skill basically on right draw 1 standard. Alright, so moving on to the grade trees. These grade trees, I play 8 grade trees. 8 grade trees is optimal for this deck. So as you can see, out of 8 grade trees, oops, sorry, this is in shade, but yeah, out of 8 grade trees, 7 of them have the protect imaginary gift and only 1 doesn't. And let's just go through the main grade tree, which is the VR. Okay, so this is the VR. Name is King of Demonics. He's Beskirk. I think I pronounced it correctly, Beskirk. Yeah, so continuous VC, continuous skill, your Vanguard gains 5k and 1 crit if you have 10 or more cards in the drop zone, which is fine. Then once per turn combat Soul Blast, you call a card from your drop zone to Vanguard Circle, and your Vanguard gains 5k for each grade that you call. So if you call a grade 3 from your drop zone to Vanguard Circle, your Vanguard gains 15k. If you call grade 2 is 10k, if you call grade 1 is 5k. You call grade 0, it's actually 0 power, yeah, so it's your mandatory right target. You ideally want to ride into him and not ride into the other grade 3, which I'll go through later. So 4 of the VRs is mandatory, necessary. Moving on to the other 3 grade 3s that I run. So this is called Skull Dragon. I'm not too sure about the full name, but yeah, it's just basically Skull Dragon. It's a very good card in terms of like pushing your opponents, pressuring your opponents. So skill is this effect. This card cannot be normal called from your hand. So you can't just, you know, oh, this is in my hand, I call it to Vanguard Circle. No, you can't really call it. So because of the second skill, which is Vanguard, during this turn, this unit gets plus 2k for each card in your drop zone, and at the end of battle that your attacks retire this unit. So it's really good in terms of pressuring, because if you have a lot of cards in your drop zone, this is a quite scary beat stick, because let's just say you've got 15 cards in the drop zone, this unit is plus 30k, so it's a 42k beat stick already. You have more than 15 cards, which this deck is really easily to mill cards from your deck into the drop zone. So this is why it can't be a normal call, but you can ride it. It has the protect matter, but it's not as good as Beskirk. So Beskirk, yeah, because Beskirk gives you the 5k and the crit, and at the same time allows you to call 1 card from the drop zone onto the Vanguard Circle. And last but not least, this is your ultimate finisher. It looks like the Hulk from Avengers, but yeah. Basically, it's called Violence Fragger skill. Costs once per turn, so plus 1 grade 3. Discard any amount of cards from your hand, and this unit gains 5k at the end of turn. And during the battle they attack, your opponent cannot call Sentinels nor cards with the same grade as the cards you discarded for this cost from Guardian Circle from hand. So basically, what I've read is just a long list of words that you might not understand, but basically, so plus 1 grade 3, you drop the grade, any amount of cards from hand. So if you drop a 012, grade 012, your opponent cannot guard with grade 012. Basically, they have to take the damage of this unit, unless you can, you know, double intercept with your rear guards, but most of the time you can't, because you always want to call booster behind him, and he gains 5k also, so it's a 17k beat stick. And yeah, your opponent will be forced to take damage, because if you drop a grade 012, means your opponents cannot guard with Sentinels, grade 0s which is triggers, grade 1s, and then grade 2s, so it doesn't, your opponent can't guard with grade 3s, because currently in standard there's no grade 3s that can, you know, intercept or give shield or something. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So this is why this card is a very good finisher. You ideally want to play at least 1. You can play 2, I don't mind. You can switch out 1 more, or you can just play 9 grade 3s and take out 1 of your other cards in the deck. But I run 1 because you can always get him from your drop zone, because you can just mill into your drop zone, and then after that use Beskirk skill to superior call him from drop zone onto Vanguard Circle. Alright, moving on to the grade 2. So the grade 2, 12 grade 2s is pretty standard grade 2s. First is Ruin Shade. So Ruin Shade is your ideal grade 2 that you always want to, have on the rearguard circle because it's a good milling potential and it gives power. So Vanguard rearguard skill, when it attacks, you may put the top 2 cards of the deck to the drop zone. This unit gives 4k at the end of battle, so it's basically a 13k beat stick. Helps to hit magic numbers for force lands. And then the other skill is, if there are 10 or more cards in your drop zone, this unit is plus 4k. So take note that it's during your turn. If you have 10 or more, this unit gains 4k. So basically, you can have it to be a 17k beat stick. It hits magic numbers against Protect and Excel clans. Because when you attack, you mill 2, it gains 4k. And then you have 10 or more cards during your turn, it gains an additional 4k, so 70k beat stick. So 4 off, it's necessary. Moving on to 4 of this beautiful woman, Captain Nightmist. So Captain Nightmist is also another one where you have to run a 4 off because it allows you to superior call cards from your drop zone onto your rearguard circle. So when placed, call +1, call grade 1 or less from your drop zone to rearguard circle. But if you have 10 or more in your drop zone, you can call a card regardless of the grade. So basically, if you have less than 10 cards, you call +1, you must call grade 1 or below from drop zone to rearguard. But if you have 10 or more cards, you call +1, you may call any card regardless of whether it's grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 or grade 0. Yeah, so 4 off is necessary. Last but not least, this card is really good in terms of letting you draw your draw power and put stat pressure. So it's called Commander Blue Blood. During your turn, if you have Commander Blue Blood in your drop zone, this unit gets 4k, so it's a 13k beat stick, helps to hit magic numbers, at least the number on force, basically every clan, force, excel or protect clan. And then the other skill is what you play him for is when this unit hits a Vanguard, you retire this unit, you draw 2 cards, drop 1 card, so it's basically +1 for your hand because you draw 2, drop 1, and then you retire him. So it's really good. Pressure your opponent to guard, if not you get basically a free draw. So 4 off. Alright, so moving on to the grade 1s. The grade 1s is pretty standard as well. I play let's count 4, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 13 grade 1s, right? 13 grade 1s. First of all, let's go through the main grade 1, which is somewhat of what is it called? Somewhat of your main right target. Yes, I would say your main right target, which is called Dandy Guy Romario. So it's a triple rare. As you can see, the foiling is really nice. So skill is, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, this unit gains 4k, so it's basically a 12k beat stick. Helps to hit numbers for Excel and Protect clans, but not Force. And then skill is, the second skill is what you want to use him for on right. So you write him as grade 1, when you write over him for your grade 2 turn, when you write into grade 2, card +1, put a card from your hand to your soul, put the top 3 cards of your deck from your drop zone into your drop zone, and then put 1 card from your drop zone into your hand. So it helps you mill your cards. It mills 3 cards for you, and then you put 1 card from your drop zone into your hand. So it's really good. You ideally want to write him on basically your ideal right target from grade 0 to grade 1. So 4 off. And then 4 of Dancing Cutlass. So Dancing Cutlass is another one where you have to run 4 because it's your only counter charger in the deck. Skill is if there's 1 more Dancing Cutlass in the drop zone, you bind one of your other Dancing Cutlass, basically bind himself in the one of the drop zone, and then you superior call 1 Dancing Cutlass from your drop zone to rearguard circle and mill the top card of your deck to the drop zone and counter charge 1. So it sounds really weird, but basically you bind one of the other Dancing Cutlass from your drop zone, put a top card of your deck into your drop zone, so basically put 1 card, and then call this card to rearguard circle and counter charge 1. So yes, it's your form of counter charger and helps you call out a free 6k booster for your Vanguard or basically any other grade 2s just to boost. So it's really good, and you basically use him for the counter charger which you need. Alright, 3 Norman. So Norman is the Ghosty. Yeah, Norman the Ghosty is one of your best ways to mill in this deck. I play 3. You have an option to play 4, sure, go ahead if you want. Skill, retire this unit, put a top 2 cards from your deck into your drop zone, and then one of the other units gains 10k at the end of the turn. So it's quite good, helps you mill your deck really fast. You can just call him rearguard circle, retire him, put the top 2 cards from your deck into drop zone, and then maybe choose one of your Vanguards or choose one of your rearguards, gains 10k at the end of the turn, which is not bad, quite good. And last but not least, we got 2 Evil Shade. So Evil Shade skill is quite questionable, but it's good if you have another copy of any card in your deck in the drop zone because it helps you superior call it. Once per turn, card +1, bind a card from your drop zone and call a card with the same card name as a card bound for the cost from the drop zone to area guard circle. So basically, if you have 2 of the same cards in your drop zone, you count plus 1, or once per turn obviously, count plus 1, you bind 1 of the cards that is identical, that has 2 off in the drop zone, you bind 1 of them, and then you superior call the other one from the drop zone into your area guard circle. So it's really good. You don't have to run 4, I run 2 because some of the times you don't have, like, you know, if you don't have 2 identical cards in your drop zone, you're unable to use his skill is practically useless, so yes. Alright, moving on to the triggers. So the triggers is pretty standard. 4 perfect guards, the draw triggers, 8 crits, so I run 3 of this treasure chest that looks like a trap. Yes, it is a trap treasure chest. And then 4 of this looks like some headless horseman, which is this is somewhat of a movie reference. I forgot what is it called. I'll probably put somewhere. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll put somewhere. Not too sure. It looks like the headless horseman with blows fire. The rides a motorcycle. I forgot already, but yeah, I'll probably put somewhere in the video. And then last but not least, 4 heals. So 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals is the pretty standard one. That's about it for the deck. And now let's just move on to a little bit of the combos where I'll show you how to what's your ideal hand for your starter. So start off your turn with draw. Let's say you draw into Green Shade, it's fine. Sorry, Evil Shade. Right, then Gyro Mario, draw 1. And then attack, sure. Let's just say you start on the 2nd, so you can attack, you draw check. Not really ghosty, it's fine. Then you take damage. And then stand and draw. So basically this is your hand. What you want to do is you write into Green Shade. And then call out Commander Blood Ball, and then sorry, when you write first, you're supposed to activate skill, counter plus 1, mill the top 3 cards of your deck. So you mill, let's just say you mill into a trigger and do all the dancing cardless, that's fine. So you mill the top 3, and you're supposed to put 1 card from your hand into your soul. So ideally you want to put Skull Dragon, because you cannot superior call Skull Dragon from your hand onto the regular circle. So put Skull Dragon to your soul, and then mill top 3, take 1 card back. So obviously take the heal trigger because you want the dancing cardless in your drop zone. And then after that you call Blood Roar, call normally the Ghosty Norman, and then retire 10k to Commander Blood Roar, mill top 2, mill the top 2. And then you can call another Ghosty if you want, but don't activate skill, just as a booster behind. So this is what it's going to be looking like. So Green Shade attacks, mill the top 2. So attacks is a 13k beat stick, drive check, Mario, that's fine. And then after that you attack with Blood Ball, Commander our Commander something, I'm so bad with names. Basically attack with him. If the attack skill hits, then sure, retire, draw 2, drop 1, drop Mario because it's useless, and then end your turn, and then you take damage, whatever. Let's just say you take 3 damage or even 4 damage, that's fine. So on your grade 3 turn, stand and draw. What you want to do is you write into Basker. So as you can see, you write into Basker here, and then you get a protect marker, whatever protect marker is fine, and add to your hand. And then here comes the fun part where you look at your drop zone. So first you need to take note that this deck runs on your drop zone a lot. So let's just say your drop zone has, okay, let's put the drop zone somewhere here, for easier for your guys to see. So, oh my god, I'm good at this, guys, don't worry. Okay, let's put the drop zone here. So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4. So it's 9 grade 3s, 9 drop zone, not 9 grade 3s. 9 drop zone. So this is my field. There's a back row, front row, and then now you have to decide. So let's just say, right, you have the Ghosty here. I mean, not the Ghosty, the dancing colors, so you can counter charge if you want. So what you want to do first, right, is you can retire Norman, or you can call out a card. Okay, let's just say you call out Commander, whatever this his name is, Commander something, Commander Blood Door, or whatever. Anyways, you mill with Norman, so mill 2. So now you can see that you already have obviously more than 10 grade 3. So Vanguard against 5k, 1 crit automatically. You can call what's called You can call Night Mist if you want, or the other option, right, is you can use Basket skill, Counterblast Soul +1, super call 1 card from your drop zone, and then your Vanguard gains 5k for each grade of the unit. So what you want to do, right, is you Counterblast, you Soul Blast. Take note of what you Soul Blast. Remember when I wrote into Romario, I put 1 card from my hand into a Soul. So you Soul Blast, and then you call Skull Dragon out. So Vanguard gains 20k because grade 3 it gains 15, then its own continuous skill it gains 5k on crit, so it gains 20k somewhat, so it's a 32k base already. And you can just call Morario. You've got 10 or more cards in the drop zone, you gain 4k, so you already have 10 or more. And then if you want to counter charge, you can go ahead if you want and apply more pressure. You bind one of your dancing colors, then you call the other one out, mill the top card of your deck, and then counter charge 1. So basically what you have in your drop zone right now, it should be more than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so it's 11. Pretty good, and then you can just start beating. So when you beat, you drive check to whatever. If you drive check this 2, it's fine. You just add to your hand. You drive hit with Commander Blood Door. So if you have another Commander Blood Door, Commander Blue Blood Door, GG. Okay, my memory is horrible. Commander Blue Blood. Okay, Commander Blue Blood in your drop zone gains 4k, and then you have to remember on his skill, so it's 12k booster as well. Because you have 10 or more cards in the drop zone, so 12 plus 13, it's 25. And then he's a Vanguard. If your opponent decides to let it go, then sure, retire drop 2, but probably not. And then you hit with this guy. This guy is really big. You have to count your drop zone, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11, so it basically gains 11 times 2 is 22, 22 plus 12 is 34. So it's 34k beat stick, end of battle, retire him, end your turn, and that's what you want to do. So basically, right, what I feel of this deck is all the cards in your hand here is just for you to literally gut through your opponent's attacks. And then on your turn, you literally don't have to have any cards in your hand, you know. You don't have to have any cards in your hand. You still can superior call all from your drop zone. So basically, you don't have to have any cards in your hand to actually build up a full field. So if you want to have an example, sure, let's just say I've guarded, I've done, my hand is empty. 4 Counter Blast, sure, no problem. So what you want to do is first, oh god, okay, I hit the camera again. So first what you want to do, Counter Blast, Soul Blast, Initiate. Check your drop zone, let's see what drop zone you have. Superior call 1 card, so let's just say you superior call this guy, right? Captain Night Mist. Captain Night Mist skill, when plays Counter Blast, call 1 card from your drop zone. So you can call what's this? Rune Shade skill once per turn, Counter Blast, you bind 1. Let's just say you bind, if you want you can bind, one of the, let's just say you have bind 1 more lah. Let's just say you have another one of him in the drop zone, bind 1, right here, call 1. And then you can use Cutlass skill again if you want. Cutlass skill, buy 1 more, call him out, counter charge 1, mill the top card of your deck, and that's basically it. So this is basically a full field already, and that's done with about 3 Counter Blasts. If you want, you can use up more Counter Blasts actually. If you have, you can call out another one of let's just say you want to call another one, you can call Captain Night Mist. Captain Night Mist, you can Counter Blast, you can call 1 more out. Let's just say you call 1 more this guy's skill, Counter Blast, you retire Night Mist, you call him out, so just buy 1 more of him, and that's basically a full field. Vanguard plus 15k because it's more than 10 cards in drop zone already. God, I'm getting tired. And then yeah, that's basically it. This is a full field, and then you count your drop zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 cards, gains 32k, 32 plus 12, it's 32 plus 12 is 44, and you can just start beating. So you beat, twin drive, beat, twin drive, beat. No, not beat, twin drive, but basically beat, twin drive, beat, beat. And this is the biggest column. You've got a crit palm out here. Another thing you can do if you want to end your opponent, you can just don't call the Skull Dragon. You can call the Violence Fragger if you want, but unfortunately you have no hand, and then this is an X skill, so it has to be activated during your main phase, and you need to have another grade 3, so you have to ride over one more time. So you can basically ride over anything. You can ride over him also if you want. So last one, drop any amount of cards. So you ideally want to drop 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2. Sorry, not 3, but 0, 1, 2. And then just beat with this guy with a booster behind. Your opponent will most likely no choice have to take unless he can guard for some reason. So just pray for no what's it called, heal triggers, 6 damage heal triggers, and then basically you just win the game like this. So yeah, thank you very much guys. Hopefully my demonstration wasn't that too dry. I'm getting so tired right now for no reason. So yeah, thank you very much. Shout out to my friend for for letting me lend him his Granblue deck, and I'll be posting another video of Granblue versus Tachikaze really soon. But for now, hope you guys like this video. This is V-Shai, and I'm out.